Good evening, everyone. What a day, what a day. We're here. It's Thursday night. Coming on for our health and wellness session. Um, it's been quite a day. So we're sorry for the delay. I'm gonna try and get Martin on so we can have our hourly session. It's Thursday night and ready to go. Okay. Good evening.
Hi, Joel.
Good evening. You must be a busy
The-
person.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the last couple of days with obviously Hustler headquarters and then some personal stuff as well, some other businesses that I'm kind of entailed with. So I apologize. And obviously, we're trying to get this Facebook and StreamYard going, and one thing leads to another. So we know we can always come back to Instagram, but how's your day going?
It's
How's your
it's
evening going?
just all over the place. Everything's out of service. I've been on the phone for hours. Still haven't gotten in touch with anyone. Just a hectic day.
Hmm.
I've been on a lentils um kick. So I've been eating lentils, but I'm starting to think they're not agreeing with me. So gotta switch. And I
Yeah.
did make my peanut butter or sun butter balls. I did save one, so I will show you the picture later. Because I
Yeah.
planned on doing that on StreamYard so you could see it, but it's my personal account, so we got to get my business account so that we can move
Hmm.
forward. But I did make the
Hmm.
sun butter balls. Quite tasty.
Good, good, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, I think the fact that is that as long as we're getting on together at the same time, whether what platform it is, we'll get that figured out. But the beautiful thing is we're consistently being on here. You know, it's again Thursday evening, and we're gonna shoot out some information. But this is also a chance to have the audience participate and jump in if they have any questions or issues or anything that we can resolve and we can give them that kind of fast answer now. I think we want to be able to do that, and I think we've been doing that over the last few weeks. So trust me, guys, in the background we've been trying to work with these devices back and forth. We've been trying to do our best, but we're still getting on here. We still have a way to kind of with Instagram to kind of go on here and still have what we do, still do what we do best. So I'm excited, and today we wanted to just branch off our last subject on Tuesday at lunch was about the cardio, about the metabolism, about how to get your day going. There's so much that you can do with watching a particular movie or listening to some music or sound to kind of get that going. At the end of the day, it has to be action. You got to start physically moving your body, and what that all looks like for each person is different. And there's a right way to go about it, and there's a wrong way to go about it. Going out for walks and this and that is for me the best way to start your routine and into getting into shape. The biggest thing we have to realize is what exercises are going to get my heart rate going and that I can control, not what that person's doing, not what that person's doing. Everyone has a different metabolism. On top of that, everyone has different conditioning levels. I know Jewel always references it. If you were an athlete, or if you were, in shape and working out when you were younger, when you get older and you want to tap back into that form, you kind of have those muscle fibers, you kind of have that muscle memory to kind of help you get back into it. But if you never were in that zone, if you never knew what your body looked like or felt like, or your mind to feel at an elite level, it's going to be kind of hard because you don't know what the end goal is. And that's why you have us as professionals to kind of understand, hey, this is your real end goal here. Don't worry about that person, don't worry about this person. For you, this is the objective that we're going to look for, and we want to do it in a timely manner, not something where it's 8 months, 9 months, 1 year, and all of a sudden we're just piling on more distractions. The more timely we can do it done, the less distractions, and obviously the better results for you. And when people get results, that's when they push away even more distractions, and it helps us professionals work together in line. So yeah, I wanted to talk on here. I know we do have some people that are jumped on and joining us live, but like I said, my number one thing with metabolism and fitness, I don't care what you do, but it's just being able to put that pressure on your heart and your body of getting your heart rate back up and then getting your heart rate back down and working in that cycle and that routine. So what are your thoughts on that, Jewel? And then obviously our guidance in terms of giving them the professionalism that they're looking for, if they haven't, you said to me, well, Martin, you kind of know because you were an athlete before, so you kind of know what to do, what not to do. What do you think, or what do you say to those people who haven't had that opportunity before? Kind of what's their angle, and what do you think about the whole metabolism and cardio
Yeah,
thing?
well, definitely want to work on, excuse me, the metabolism. Some people have fast metabolism. Some people have slow metabolism. So we want to make sure that we get people to understand, like, what are the foods that they can eat so that we can get their metabolism up and running. Some people haven't been working out in a long time, but they do know that they want to start. And so to answer your question, what do I think about the metabolism and the heart rate? It is necessary. We did mention on Tuesday that there are some studies, but everybody's different. So to know, some people may want to get a physical before they start working out because they don't know how far they can push themselves. So that's a necessary thing that I think people want to, starting out, they want to make sure that they're able to work out, or just simply start low and then work your way up if you don't have a physician.
Yeah, I like that. For me, that's the way I go about it. Don't kind of start out running, or don't start, as they say, don't start off sprinting. It's kind of the opposite in terms of when you actually want to get your physical body form change and such forth from there. I think what happens for most people is they go so hard in the gym so fast, it throws their body off, and they need surplus energy to make up for your body just freaking out and saying, what's going on? What's going on? What did you just do the last 3 or 4 days? We need to recover. We need to recover. And that's just a safety mechanism for your body. Your body will always try to help you survive. It doesn't know the difference of you, being casually just laying down, or you out with some friends, or this and that. Your body's just preparing to say, hey, I need to have you ready to survive at all best possible form. So whatever ready. So that's one of those things where if you have a routine of when you're going to eat and you stay on that routine, it also alleviates your body from having to store extra fat, store extra food, because it doesn't know when it's going to eat again. But if you start tapping into the, hey, I'm going to eat every few hours, small here, small there, or 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whenever it is, or however it is. But if you get on that routine, your body will start working for you. And that's one thing I think once Jewel and I advocate so much is that, after a while, you're going to kind of know, your body's going to tell you what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. Hey, that doesn't make me feel good. Like you with the lentils. Hey, I've been eating a few lentils, haven't been feeling right. You don't need a doctor. You don't need someone to tell you that. After a while, when you start detoxifying all that nasty stuff, you can be more in tune with your mind. And that way you're more in tune with what you're drinking, what you're eating, and such forth from there. So yeah, I really advocate for people to take it slow, see what's going on, see what works. If it works, go at it. If it doesn't work, don't keep trying it. You know, people are like, well, I want to start working out and I'm going to wake up every morning at 6 in the morning. You're not. You're not even, you're barely waking up for work and they're paying you. You know what I mean? How are you going to wake up at 6 in the morning for your own self when you haven't even been doing it? You know what I mean? So the biggest thing for me is give yourself a chance. It's not about how hard you can go. It's about how long you can go, longevity in terms of that actual workout, and then in terms of the consistency day to day, building up from there. So I know some people were on. I wanted to just kind of hear what people's perspective was on their kind of cardio, what works for them. Obviously, you said everyone's lifestyle, everyone's metabolism is different, and that's true. I mean, I have some relatives that are like thin, and they eat more food than me, and I'm like, how? How is this possible? But it's just body, you know, how you were raised, what you're eating, you know, the daily stress levels. I think stress levels have to really be a big part nowadays in terms of the actual lifestyle of, you know, I'm working out, I go to work, I go to work, I watch what I eat. Stress. We have to kind of not eliminate stress, but manage it as best as possible and not try to
Yeah,
fall under it. So, yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
Well,
Sorry.
today was a very stressful day for sure, for sure. Like Marie is saying, consistency and commitment. Yeah, consistency and commitment. Because today's stress, let me tell you, if you're not eating well and the stress comes in, it can take you to a downward spiral. But now
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
will say is, eating well today, but I've got a lot of gas buildup, and I'm blaming that on stress. So drink more water. That is something that I've got to do because I can feel it. And I like lentils, and I even put broccoli in mine today. And uh, like I say, uh, just trying different things for myself
Mm,
because I'm around a lot of people who are um, stressed. Um, trying their best to get through it. Like many people, like we all are, trying our best to get through the stress. So, yeah, I'm just
yeah.
eating and drinking water. I was going to have a cup of tea, but I ran out of time trying to flip in midstream. Just hectic. But,
I
yeah,
gotcha.
but
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I think what we have to understand is, I mean, we see even here an example with you and myself as well. Stress doesn't alleviate anybody. You know, stress is everybody's being, everyone will feel that. Everyone has some sort of stress, and that's part of a living experience. It's just the fact is, I look at it as risk. Anything you have in life, there's risk to it. So you can't avoid risk. The only thing you can do is manage it. So the same thing with stress. You can't get rid of stress, or yeah, you can eliminate some of it, but most of it, that stuff is still on your
it,
head, on your mind. My bills, my job, I got to do this, I got to do that. Oh, I forgot to change, that light bulb in the room. So those are mini stresses, but stresses to actually take your physical energy and your mental energy away from you. That's the energy that we're getting to. We're not telling you, hey, we're sitting here and lollygagging, everything's fine and perfect world, and oh, we didn't get on Facebook or we're going on Instagram. It's not like that at all. I'm mad, I'm upset, but it's not me. It's not like you said, a downward spiral where now I'm gonna eat a bag of chips and I'm gonna have a beer to relax, and now there goes 3 hours and I'm just gonna go to sleep now. That's the part where you just catch yourself.
that's right.
Whoa, hey, it's like, whoa, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going to happen to me today. Let me be ready for it, so it doesn't mess up my routine for the next day or for the later in the day and such forth. From there, I think one of those, and I don't know if this makes sense or if you were like this, but when I was younger, especially in high school, I'd be very very cautious in the morning, and if something went wrong, although my whole day's done,
Wow.
my whole day. And I was like that because I wanted to be, well, if I'm going to have a perfect day, I got to have a perfect morning and this and that. And it would never work out. And eventually it took, years and years and years of me just kind of getting over that and saying, hey, whatever happens, it's not whatever happens, happens, but at least I know what's not going to happen. I know that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go to school. I'm not going to just wake up and my alarm clock, you know what I mean? And so when you kind of eliminate yourself and you trust yourself with how your
Yeah.
actions or what you're going to do, you're not so stressed out about what could happen, like Sunday fears or what is it, Sunday fears and Sunday and this and that. If you know you're going to wake up the next day, why are you worried? Now, are you worried about the actual production and how much you're going to put in? That's fine. But most people are just, I got to wake up early. I'm not going to be in a good energy. I don't know if I give my best. Oh, it's going to be a long morning. You're already killing
Yeah.
yourself.
Positive.
You've been waking
Yeah.
up.
Now think positive.
Go ahead.
You gotta think positive. I see Maria sipping her lemon
Mm.
ginger tea. Yeah, because it's
Oh,
not.
nice.
We all know we're going to go through stress, but it's how you handle the situation. But then sometimes,
Mm.
like you say, if you go through the day and you already are doomed because you already have a negative mindset, then hopefully
Yeah.
somewhere during in that day you start to turn it around. We all have to learn to turn things around. Nobody likes to be stressed,
Mm.
but it happens. And then you just have to get to the point where you're like, okay, what do I need to do? How do I decompress?
Mm.
And food. Because I will tell you, earlier today I had some lentils and I was in La La Land. I was able to take a little nap and not even think about the stressors. So you see, yeah,
Wow.
it's how you handle it, and that's why I'm always on here trying to get people to see and realize, do you have the tools to decompress? What do you need to do to decompress? Even myself, I do
Mm.
things to decompress. So, if you need helpful hints, those are the things that I can help with. And then working out. A lot of
Mm.
people talk about working out to relieve stress. That's when they come to
Yeah.
you. They may need a new pattern, a new way to decompress, a new way to work out and exercise because maybe what they were doing is not working anymore. Or
Mm. Mm.
they could
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
become immune to that exercise. So that's why I say it's important for people to start looking for a coach, looking for someone that can help them to reorganize, revamp their workout because they may
Mm.
be doing the
Yeah.
same old and not getting results. It's getting boring or they're not excited about it. That's what this session is about, you know. So,
Yeah.
yeah, is anybody else like today is today. You guys can join us, come on in, um, push that little join now or
Yeah, so I have two questions. Well, not two questions, but two parts to that. For me, the and I love that you said that decompress, and it kind of goes with the metabolism cardio. For me, the thing that works the most to decompress and to unplug is the cardio. But now I love that you brought that up because it may not just be cardio. There's other things to help people unplug and decompress. So my thing, two things to whoever wants to jump on is, what kind of cardio do you do? Is that, do you walk? Do you elliptical? Do you treadmill? Do you sprint? What kind of a cardio do you do for yourself? And then secondly, what do you do to decompress from stress? Do you rely on that cardio? Is it cardio plus your sipping, lemon ginger tea, or maybe it's a green tea, or what combinations? Because maybe it's not one thing. Maybe it's two things. Maybe it's three things. Maybe it's something I do in the morning, something I have to do in the evening. So one thing for me is cardio. I'm not saying, going out for a 10-mile run or anything like that, whether it's on the elliptical or even on a stationary bike, or even if I'm doing some running around my complex,
okay.
10, 15 minutes I'll probably do something where I'm going intense for like 15, 20 seconds and then resting like for a minute. So kind of do like an interval. And that for me does it. I'm relaxed, I'm decomposed, and I'm ready to go for my thing. Of course, I'd like to start off with some resistance weights. I know Marie just said she likes to do weights as well. And that's how I like to decompress. Um, Obviously, you have your moments of when you just want to sit back, listen to some music, have a nice little drink, a tea, a coffee, whatever it is. I find those moments to be usually kind of later in the week, and it's kind of like a Friday night or a Saturday night, just one evening, and kind of like unplug for that whole week. I kind of get away for a few hours and just unplug. But I'm talking about just unplugging for that day. I just need something to get away. I go with my cardio and working out. But there's other people. Some people like to, I know a lot of women, they like to organize or clean. And they're like, wow, I feel so much better. And it's a real thing. You know what I mean? So there's different ways to decompress, and unplug. So those are my kind of two things there is, what do you do for your cardio to kind of help that metabolism? And then what do you do to kind of relieve stress and manage stress from there? So if anyone wants to jump on, we'd love to hear your perspectives. And if you don't mind me asking you, Joel, I know you do the green tea, but what are your go-tos for your unplugging and kind of, zoning away and
Hey,
getting away?
listen, I do a lot because I've been doing it for so long. Some days I'm perfectly fine, and then there's some days where I just keep myself lifted. I keep speaking positive affirmations, or I journal, or I may go for a walk. I
Excellent.
may do yoga, and then sometimes it may build up. And when it builds up, like my back will burn, but not as often. But if my back is burning, then I have these yoga asanas. And I said I was going to start putting some of those on my YouTube page so people can. There's people out here that are so stressed out that they're burning. But when you start eating well and then you decompress by doing asanas, it feels so good. And music, I have music on before I don't even watch TV. And if I do, I watch it enough where I can maybe 5 minutes. I'm not really watching it. It's on for the noise, but I'm not a TV person. I'm always listening to music. I may get in here and straighten things around. I like to wash dishes. I won't put them in the dishwasher.
Okay.
So I'll
Okay.
wash dishes, and that's also satisfying. But there's so many things that I do, and it's funny that you asked me, because now that you're asking me, it's like, that's something I can record and talk to people about, because it just depends on the moment. Like if you're in that moment, but you kind of have to, how can I say, I just create a moment for myself that I know is going to help me to decompress. It's hard to, but yeah.
Wow. Okay. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, when you kind of go in a third person, you kind of like something's off right now. I need to do something to get me back into my zone. And majority
Burn
of
a
people
candle.
feel that.
Yeah.
Majority of people get that. But what happens is that they rely on an outside stimulus to get that going. A coffee, a food, a pizza. And then once they get it, they're like, oh, I feel
Well,
good. Okay, now I can
so,
think. And now I can start feeling
yeah,
better.
yeah.
And you're just right away in tune. You can feel it. Hey, I need to do
I'll
this. I need
light
to do
my
that, and go from there. I see some people.
candles, my, um, I'll even, well, I have all kinds of essential oils. I'll put them in my atomizer, just let the room fill up, light candles. Oh, wait a minute. You were saying, who's saying what?
Yeah, I see some people have commented here. I see Tanel lighting some sage and reciting positive affirmations. I do affirmations, gratitude journaling every night. Yeah, I love sage. Yeah, I mean that's one thing I was about to ask you. What was about the candles? What was about the sage? I know one study I read before was They had taken a study of 200 people. So 100 people, 100 people, two
Okay.
different groups. And what they did was they had one group go on vacation, like a regular vacation. You got 2 weeks off, pick your time, you're going to go on vacation for 2 weeks. And the other group of people, they were able to take more of a spontaneous
Hmm.
vacation. So 2 or 3 days here, 2 or 3 days here, 2 or 3 days here. And they realized that the people who took the same amount of vacation days, but just chopped it up in a smaller amounts, felt
Yeah.
better because what happens is your body for you to align, you need to have all seven senses unplugged from whatever you're
Yeah.
doing. So you're even your feet. So if you're always wearing socks, if you're always if you're in a corporate world or if you're dealing with people and you're always wearing socks and shoes and you're always out doing stuff, they say take your shoes off, walk around barefoot, walk around in the grass, put your feet and put your toes in the
Yeah. Hug a
sand.
tree.
And
I hug a tree.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I was just going to ask you about that. So that's one study that I've heard of, that if you literally you have those seven senses intrigued or unplugged into a new nature, your body just automatically resets after a given set of time,
Yeah.
24 hours, 48 hours, but you got to give it time. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, because when you zone in, we're so quick to go to the problem, but dig deep and go within, you see, because a lot of people are
Mm,
always paying attention to the problem instead of paying attention to how their body is feeling and what is it that they can do to
mm,
calm the storm. So, yeah, we're in a society today where society is always zoning into the issue, to the the problem or whatever it is they're going through. But once you learn to calm the storm within, then you can handle the situation a little better. And I don't think
yeah.
people realize that. But yeah, I'll go hug a tree if I'm outside, if it's a pretty day, a beautiful day, the sun is shining. Sometimes I'll just sit still, just simply sit
Mm,
still and just breathe. Sometimes we have to calm ourselves down, but that's all about learning how to do these things and then applying it to life because we
mm.
all want the problem to just go away. We all want to get through it, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just have to just talk to yourself, calm yourself down, listen to music, anything that's going to make you feel better. Those are the things you want to do,
Mm,
and it'll eventually help you to come up with a solution to the problem. Or just simply talk to
mm,
somebody that you trust, and they may not, you may just want to say it out loud. But some people, they literally have solutions to a problem, depending on what it
mm.
is. But yeah, I mean, just sitting in silence and letting nature take its course sometimes is the best solution. And who is that?
Yeah, I like that. Just sitting in silence, because some people, they'll sit down, they're like, oh, I'm trying this meditation thing, it's not working, my mind keeps thinking, I can't keep it calm down. That's the point. That's the point. It's going to take longer, you
Yeah.
know. And you just said it, breathing, sitting down, talking to yourself, those things take longer for your body to understand what's going on and why you need it to calm down.
Yeah.
Some people are saying, well, it's good, it keeps me on my toes, I'm always ready to go, I'm this and that, but you're going to get burnt out. You're going to get burnt out, and you're not thinking at your best. You're just thinking about the quickest and safest, not the best. And just trying to get rid of, just get rid of it. It's okay, next. And then it'll come back when you least
Yeah.
expect it again. So, yeah, that's one of those things where it's about being accountable and being on top of, kind of your own health,
There's a lesson
and
in
like
the
we said,
storm. There's always a lesson, because one thing
yeah,
for
yeah,
certain is that we know you will get through it. see, that's the thing, knowing that you're going to get through it, but it's a lesson in the storm. It's something that's
Yeah.
going to help you to, uh, that's going to help you to get in alignment, or something that's going to help you to get back on track and do what needs to be done. Oh, that's what you say. What do you do to decompress and unplug? And then what's your go-to for cardio? Yeah. See, but yeah, decompressing and all of that, because I will tell you, when you get anxious and upset, your cardio, that can cause problems as well, you see. So
Yeah,
you want
exactly.
to
I think that's one thing I wanted to just bring that up because some people think that they can just run off their stress. Like, oh, it didn't help. I still feel it. Yeah, because you got to handle it. You know what I mean? It's not like we just avoid our problems and go do this, or avoid our problems and I'm going to have a salad and this and that. No, it's being accountable. It's being aware of what's going on with your health. It's being aware with what's going on with any issues, bills, payments, expenses, and starts from there. I think the beautiful thing about when you take your nutrition serious, you've got to take everything else
yeah,
serious. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing. Whether, family, yourself, relatives, your own parents, once you've kind of given yourself a chance of understanding, hey, I want to give my nutrition, a thought for
yeah,
myself, because I don't want to end up, worse, or bad problems. And I don't know what it is, but women who age, I don't see them with like major chronic problems. Obviously when they get older and they're still walking around, but men, you can't tell the difference between a man who's a guy who's in his 40s, 50s, 60s. You can't tell, and you're like, dude, you're 40. You're 40. You can barely walk. Oh, my knee. I've had it for years, bro. Dude, you're 40. You still have at least half of your life to live. At least 80. What's going on? So my thing is, and I've seen it way, way, way more. Women over the last 5, 10 years have really, really taken accountability in their health, and the average man has not. And it's like, oh well, it's a guy thing, wings and beer and pizza and this and that. And it's just like, yeah, the women are still doing it, but they're going 5, 6 times out of the gym, my guy. Like, what's going on? It's embarrassing. Honestly, I'm not coming at an angle of like men have to be 500 pound squats and 200-pound bench press. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do. But you can't even
yeah,
walk. You're having
yeah,
back problems, walking up the stairs, walking down the stairs. Those are the things as a man we have to improve. Not the guy who's trying to get bigger back and bigger thighs. Those guys are another topic. But I'm talking about the average male. They're not as active anymore. You know what I mean? And I do feel, and I think you probably have proof of this in terms of that was a little echo.
oh, it's probably me.
Sorry.
Still echo.
Yeah, a little bit.
My battery
Let me see.
just
Oh, I can hear you now. Oh, it probably died. Yeah,
is it better?
I, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, my earbuds went
Yeah,
out. But yeah, well, what did Marie say? Men are more prone to bad diets and no exercise, plus alcohol and smoking. Yeah, alcohol is, they, I don't care what disease, it always says reduce your alcohol intake, reduce your smoking, no
exactly, exactly.
exercising. But I think people are so stressed out right now, they're trying to find their way. But what I will say is to keep your cardio in good uh, condition, you want to reduce the stress. You want to start eating well, and you want to stop eating fried foods. You want to eat more lean meat if you're going to eat meat. I'm not a big meat eater, but I will eat some meat. But most of my diet is fruits and vegetables, mostly vegetables. But for men, Yeah, you gotta start changing your diet, and especially now with everything going on, I don't understand why people. This is a wake up call. That's the way I like to think of it. It's a
Yeah,
wake up call to start making better choices because there's
yeah.
so many people that are stressed out. Marie, are you coming on tonight? Are you gonna come and talk to us? Who else is on here?
Yeah, if anyone wants to jump on and kind of you know, have some different talks and talk about our topics for cardio, stress, and kind of go from there. The reason I associate those two is because everyone talks about, oh, I'm stressed out, go for a walk, go for a jog, go for a run, and starts for them. But there's so many different. It's a plethora of avenues that you can go down to kind of help with the mental wellness and the mental awareness of unplugging and decompressing from there. So I love the candles, the smoke, whatever it is, the sage to kind of get the mood going and kind of unplug as well. Those are real things. Those are real things to go into your mind, get chemicals going and such from there. Some people, like I said, some people, I have the candle going. It's not doing anything for me. It's the same thing as if they were doing some music or they were doing this or meditating or yoga or this and that. It's going to take time. It depends on where you are in your journey. You know what I mean? Everyone's at a different time. Everyone's at a different part in the journey and whatever works best for you. Some people don't meditate. All of a sudden, it's their first meditation and they're in it right away. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I think one of those, we have to kind of get away from why is my plan of success different from theirs? That's life. You know, I went to a doctor when I was 15, 16 years old, and he told me from my ankles down, I shouldn't be a soccer player. He's like, you have bunions, your toes are all unaligned, your ankles off your knee is not in line with your hips. And I was like, okay, so what do I have to do? He's like, well, you've got to do a little more exercise for your ankle, strengthening up your ankles because things aren't aligned, so those muscles are going to go. And I had to do it. Was it fun? No. But those 10, 15 minutes, I did that. So then when I was able to do good, I was just as good or maybe the best one on the field. So I didn't matter what I had to do to get there. I just wanted to get there, you know? And I think people are like, well, oh, man, 4 days a week. I'm like, listen, your starting point is late. You're 38. What were you, we're not trying to go back, you know, the bad habits you did over the last 2 months. My friend, we're going over the bad habits you've been doing over the last
Wow.
15 years, 16 years. You think it's going to happen like this? You thought you started walking in a snap of a finger. You started walking. It took you months and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times to try and fall and work and should I do this? Should I do that? So why as adults when we get to get to the age of being adults and having the opportunity to kind of make decisions for ourselves, we throw it out the
Yeah.
window. We're like, it's okay. I trust them. They're gonna tell me. I was literally at where was I? I was at KFC meeting up for a family meeting to do a little counseling, talk a little about the players plan for the next 2 months. And there's a KFC around my corner. Like, can we meet here? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and go do it. And I'm looking at the food. Nothing against the food, but I'm like it's a sandwich. It's chicken. It's like coleslaw, and I'm like, I get the idea. Like this is what we eat at home, but no one's eating those portions. A sandwich where it's like bread, is like 80% of the meal. The meat is like the remaining 30, and then you got like a lettuce, one tomato, one lettuce, piece of lettuce. It's like what the heck kind of portion? I get it. I get okay, meat. You need bread. You need carbs, but it's all wrong. And they did it in a way where hey, we can make money. We put it in a bag. Everything's this small. We can just shove it in there and give it to you for $10, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna
But
eat
see,
this now. But you're
yeah,
eating 80%. It's like 80% bread. The chicken looks amazing, but then when you get it in person, it's like half the size. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what are these people even eating, or what are they even selling? So it's crazy to kind of the whole aspect of taking that nutrition
that's
hands
what we
on.
have to
You know?
do. We're gonna have to get people to see, you know, it's out there. There's all these foods and different things out there. Um, and it's okay. I always say it's okay to eat that stuff maybe once a month. Have a cheat day, but to get the mindset going, I think that's what people need to. It would
Mm.
benefit them to understand why there's all these different foods out here, but what is it doing to the body? Why is it that you don't
Yeah.
want to eat this stuff every day? Because that's what I think people are
Mhm.
not understanding. They're not understanding that it's okay to eat it, but to eat it on a daily basis is not okay. And that's what can
Exactly.
cause the heart attacks. That's what can cause the high blood
Mm.
pressure, especially if you're under a lot of stress and you're eating like that. We've got to find a way to get people to see it's okay to eat what you want to eat. Maybe once a month, just have a cheat day, but you've got to learn how to eat better to reduce
Mm.
cardiac problems.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. I think, and we've always said it. Most people don't take their health serious until it's too late, and we're trying to prevent that. So we want to be the people that you see before you see the doctor, because as soon
Right,
as you see the doctor, it might be a little too late. And for most cases, unfortunately, it is too late. You know what I mean? Especially if you don't have even a basic routine going, you have no chance. They're gonna tell you, oh, if we had caught this 6 months ago, 8 months ago, we would have had a chance. Now it's too late. Who the hell wants to
well,
hear that?
it
Honestly,
is
who the hell wants to hear
painful.
that? So
It's painful, you see. So
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, life changing. You kind of die in place. I mean, I couldn't imagine if someone was like, "Hey, you can't be as
yeah,
active anymore. You got to stay in place. You got to stay at home." And I would just, geez, what the heck? I got to change everything about what I think, what I do, what I eat, how I think. Everything would have to change. So, expecting to change that when you're in your 50s and 60s and 70s, it's done. It has to start way before that, and to train your mind to get ready for that, and then your body will follow. But most people will think, oh, once I'm there, I'll work out. No, your mind's not going to let you. Your mind's not going to get you to the gym. You got to get to the gym, and then your
and
mind's going to say, hey, what's going on
a
over
lot
here?
of
And then you
people
work
think
out and
that
say,
it's
oh,
too
okay.
late to work out. It's never too late. We're constantly going to slow down the process. You want to slow down the
Yeah.
process of aging. You want to slow down the process of cardiac problems, high blood pressure, diabetes. That's why we're constantly trying to get people to see that, yeah, it's
Mm.
better if you start out in your earlier years, but if not, you're going to have to pick up sometime, someplace, and try to make healthier choices. So, because, like I
Mm.
say, if you probably never worked in the hospital, but when you see people in the hospital and they're declining, it's not a good look, and it's also painful. So that's for no other reason. Everybody's got to live to die. So it for no other reason, you may want to start working out because you want to reduce the pain. That's my thing. I don't want to feel that pain. And so I want to make
Mhm.
healthy choices. And I'm one that wants to go in my sleep. I don't want to feel a heart attack. I don't want to feel what it feels like to have diabetes or what it feels like to have any disorder where you're taking medicine and you're not feeling well. I don't want to feel that. So
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
aging, that's what people may want to get in their mind is that we all are going to age, but we all can leave out of here without feeling pain or bloated or looking like I used to say, dang it and I bite you. Or I used to say, rode hard and put away wet. You know, nobody wants to look at like dry. You know, you want to
Mm.
look your best until you leave this place called life. That's my 2 cents. But I've seen some people that just didn't look healthy. And like you say, it's all about eating. It's all about what you eat. It's all about how you carry yourself. It's all about, you know, how you feel about yourself. So these are the things,
Hmm.
if nothing else. That's why we come on here, you know, just to bring awareness.
Yeah.
My, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree that
yeah,
giving them that hope.
but
Yeah,
nobody
I
wants to
agree.
come on. Who is that? Tanel, how are you doing? What other healthy choices are you doing? I know I'm just rattling, but I'm serious about that. The heart, that's painful.
No, no, I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, I've had the images of when you're at the hospital and you're walking past the rooms and you look in and there's just an elder just laying there with tubes in their nose
Yeah.
and tubes in their arm. And the saddest
Mm,
part is, it's not the fact that they're alone. It's the fact that they they knew they could have done more. You know, they knew they
yeah.
could have done more. And I'm not saying when you get to your elder years, everything in this way is going to be perfect, but you said it, to elongate that time from coming, to kind of pause that or slow down the process of aging, and give us a chance to be older and enjoy our lives. You know, I'm 30. I'm in my mid 30s, and I would say I'm for sure feeling better than men in my age. But I can say without a doubt, I definitely feel better now than
See,
I
that's
was at the age of
good.
25. And I so for me, it's yeah, when you're younger, you don't know what you're expected to go, what's your projection to be in the world, and this and that. So you're always having that little stress. And as you get older, you kind of know who you are, know what you've done, and that kind of alleviates. But I think in terms of stress, in terms of, can you keep that level now? Can you keep being your best version to others, not just yourself, to others, so they can give you, because I had made a post today, and it said that, many people that you don't even know look up to you. So just imagine the people that you do know that look up to you. You're doing it not just for them, but for the people that you don't even know that know that you're that figure, and you're doing it like, man, I wish I could be that guy. Or look at that. Oh, look at that one. Wow, she's so educated. Look at her. She's talking to this person, talking to that person. She's so open minded. Wow, I wish I could be like that. And it's one of those things where you know you kind of have to be that person you want to be, and nutrition is obviously the first way, because it can start helping you, giving you that patience towards that journey. And you're not short, having cravings or having animosity to go out for a drink, and late night cravings, and just eating out and messing up your whole routine. You want to be able to kind of give yourself the best chance at life. And the only reason we're saying this, and I've said it before, and Julia agrees with me as well, is it's not about your physical appearance. Obviously, that's the result. Once you do all the hard stuff, routine, habit wise, nutrition wise, workout wise, then everything comes together, and you'll have that body that you're looking for. But if you're just going into it, hey, I want to get the body that I want, you're done. You're done. So it's about the fact that the biggest thing we want to do is we want to start making you feel better. Once you start feeling better, then your decisions will start changing in terms of, I want to keep feeling better. In order to keep feeling better, that accountability, all of a sudden, that little voice in your head starts being a little louder, and you start listening to it a little more. So, it may sound like Jewel and I are saying sometimes the same thing over and over again, but we just find ourselves back at the starting point. We'll branch off, we'll talk about something, and then boom, it's back to the basics. I think Marie had said it earlier about commitment, and our whole thing is about your mindset. If you want to get there, you got to get
Gotta
your
get your
mind
mind.
there
That's
first, and your
right.
body will follow.
That's right. I see where who is that? Tanel says she went vegan. Well, I'm not a vegan because I'm allergic to nuts. But that's good. Whatever works for for you. And that's another thing I think we need to talk about, Martin, about people making the decision to go vegan, this, that, and the third. You know, I think people are doing it because other people are doing it, but is your body calling you to become vegan? There's a difference there, you
Yeah.
know, and getting in
Yeah.
alignment and knowing what your body needs to get in alignment. But she did say that her father reversed diabetes in 6 months. And yes, it can be done.
Wow.
Uh, Not everybody can
Wow.
do 6 months. Sometimes it takes people longer, but it is known. Even some people can reverse diabetes in 90 days, which is why I say for
Wow.
my modalities that I help people with their memberships to help them get in alignment naturally. And I usually say within 90 days, and then they can take the other 90 days and tweak it the way they want. And then if it doesn't work, then they can always come back and we can tweak it together.
Mm.
But you gotta have the tools, you
Mm.
gotta know what you need to get in alignment. And like I say, I'm not knocking anybody that wants to be 100% vegan, but it takes time to get into alignment. Hence, it takes time to decide, does your body, how does your body react to that? Because some people may just eat nothing but meat, and there is a disorder when all you eat is
Mm.
meat. So if people don't know the
Yeah.
reason behind their madness, it can it can cause some problems. So that's all I'm saying. You know, some people, they're like, oh well, you know, the end thing to do is to be pescatarian or to be vegan or to eat raw. Well, everybody can't do those things. You, you got to
Yeah.
know what you're doing. You got to know why you decide to go that way. And you know, I don't have a problem. I could be vegan, but I can't because I'm allergic to nuts. And most of the people that go vegetarian or vegan eat, consume a large
Yeah.
portion of nuts. And, you know, I can have sun butter, but there's
Mm-hmm.
only so much sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds and that I can eat if I, you know what I mean? So, but like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said,
No, it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I mean, I'm plant-based, but I'm not out here telling people to be plant-based. My number one rule is if you want to start changing your habits, start by
right,
substituting first.
that's
Don't eliminate. Don't eliminate. You know, if you've been eating meat, it is what it is. For me, the only reason why I got off meat and dairy was because I literally saw a physical change with my body. My ankles, I was having fractured ankles. I was having fractured metatarsal bones on that little bone on the outside of your foot all the time. I was having digestive problems. I couldn't, anytime I got like ready for a game, I would just have to go to the bathroom. It'd be crazy. I'm like, what the heck? This never happened to me. But as you get older, stress levels are a little more important. The games become a little more important. They're not just a game back home. It's like a national game. I'm playing, for nationals, or I'm playing for regionals and such from this. So that stuff, that those hormones were kind of in my body, and that's what the effect was. My bones would start cracking, my stomach would give out, I would have major pain in my feet. And once I eliminated those foods, I first started off with substituting. And then once I was able to see, hey, this is working, and I just eliminated the food and the dairy, then that's what worked on for me. I'm not saying, yeah,
but but
save
it's for you.
animals and this
Yeah,
and that. But one thing I will say is I stayed away from also nuts as well, because what it was doing for me was it was making my skin oily, and I realized I was
yeah.
breaking out more, and I was like, whoa, I don't want to do this, even if it's under a plant-based or a vegan routine. Hey, this is some things you can eat. I don't want to eat it. If that means I got to eat the same four things, that's what I'm eating, the same four things. So I kind of have, if I do go on the nut side, I'll go like maybe pistachios, some cashews, but even cashews nowadays, heavily salted. They're the oil that they're cooked in or made with is not the healthiest oil, and those cause inflammation, and those are where it causes like, whoa, I'm eating healthy. What's going on? Why does my elbow
Well, I
hurt?
can tell
Well,
you,
you know,
and
it's
I can
two
tell you,
things.
I do know about nuts. I don't eat them. I'm allergic, but I will say for those that like nuts, especially almonds, it's best to soak the almonds. And yeah,
Yeah.
and I've learned that from other people and helping them. And we've learned to soak the almonds, and it helped them out a lot. But you're right, they do make you oily because but you only need what they say, the palm of your hand. And a lot of people,
Mm,
they love
mm,
nuts, so they consume a lot. But if you eat the palm of your
yeah.
hand,
Yeah.
then it's not so bad. But sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, for me, love them. But anywho, that's something we
Yeah.
can talk about at another time. But now we're out of time, but I just want people to know, because we're here on Instagram, we only get so long, but we will be working on our platform for Facebook and YouTube. I tried to use my personal account and it wouldn't let me on because I had to get clearance and all that kind of thing. So we're going to keep working on it, and then I'm going to have to talk to you on the back end. So stand by. I'll be doing lives with you guys on the back end because I can't use my phone. But thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on Tuesday. We'll have a new topic. And then Thursday, we're going to elaborate on Tuesday's topic for Thursday nights. So that's how we're going to do our platforms moving forward. And you guys are welcome to come on. I know we're on Instagram tonight, but be patient with us. We'll see you on Tuesday back here on Instagram. Well, thank you guys
Awesome.
for
Yeah.
listening. Thank you, Marie. And I'll be talking to you on the back end. I'll probably call you guys on the video just because I can't use my phone. Okay? I'll talk to you
Okay.
soon. Peace and blessings, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for tuning
See you
in.
guys. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you. Bye
Have a good one,
bye.
Jewel.